a special prayer unto you that this temple of your lordships, along with all the devotees, be protected and kept safe from all kinds of dangers and attacks. We also humbly pray to your lordships to protect our beloved leader, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, and all other Iskcon leaders, and bless them with a long life, good health, and more success in their efforts to fulfill the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. Shri Shri Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.
For the pleasure of Sri Sri Gandharvika Giridhari, Sriman Mahaprabhu, Sri Sri Lakshmi Nrsimhadeva and Srila Prabhupada, yesterday book distribution, score 24. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitang Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Namayom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Shami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirbhishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataru Vacha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanang Pavonebha Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Esha Pushpanjali. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Aisa Pushpanjali. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Aisa Pushpanjali. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Sri Gandharvika Giridhari Gaur Hari ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Bhaja Govinda Govinda Gopala Bhaja Govinda Govinda Gopala मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला गिरधारी गोपीनाथ नंद दुलारा गिरधारी गोपीनाथ नंद दुलारा भज गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल भज गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला भज गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल भज गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला भज गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल भज गोविंद गोविंद गोपाल श्री श्री गंधारी का गिरधारी श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की
सिंहामदिं शरणं प्रपदे अवकरकमलधरे दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुबृङ्गां केशवदिता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Ananta Dev, Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Ananta Dev.
हरे कृष्णा। प्रभु जी लोग सामने फ्रंट में। हरे कृष्णा। प्रभु जी लोग सामने आ जाए। All Prabhujis, please come in front. All Mataji's can go in the back side. All Prabhujis, please come in front. कृपा कोरी कोरो थारे वृंदावन वासी मोरे विलास विलास पुंजे दियो बा नयने हरिबो सदा जुगल रूप राशि निवेदन धरो सखीरानुगत करो सेवाधिकार दिए
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Vrinde Devi, Jaya Vrinde Devi, Jaya Tulsi Maharani.
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरु नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल। वृंदाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति हृदय देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। वृंदाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति हृदय देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। वृंदाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति हृदय देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। वृंददेवी तुलसी महारानी की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि।
चैतन्य महाप्रभु शिक्षा की
दुर्दैवम् ईदृशम् इह जनिनानुरागः तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिरहेतुकी त्वयि अयि नन्द तनुज किङ्करं पतितां मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कज स्थितधूलि सदृशं विचिन्तय नयनं गलदश्रुधारय वदनं गदगद हृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रावर्षायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्द विरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनस्तु माम् अदर्शनान् मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु शिक्षा अष्टकम की जय। रीडिंग फ्रॉम श्री नामामृता द नेक्टर ऑफ द होली नेम कंपाइल्ड फ्रॉम द बुक्स ऑफ हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस do not even accept prasad nor even sleep for a moment without finishing his daily routine of chanting with his beads 300,000 names from Bhagavad Gita as it is 6.17. Shri Namamrita ki jai. The 10 offenses to the holy name of the Lord. First, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the names of Lord Vishnu. Third, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master and to consider him an ordinary person. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. 5th, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some mundane interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna. Sri Narasimha Kedari Mandir welcomes all the devotees for the Mangal Arati program. For the new devotees who are coming for the first time, let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for their spiritual progress. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today is the last Sunday of the month. There will be Kirtan Mela in the evening, so devotees are requested to participate in the Kirtan Mela. Today morning Srimad Bhagavatam class will be given by His Grace Kartikeya Prabhu, Haribol, immediately after Guru Puja. Early morning class will be given by His Grace Karunamay Kartikeshwar Prabhu, Haribol. Morning Mangalarti score is 93 Matajis, Haribol, and 138 Prabhus, Haribol. Today morning breakfast prasadam, Ganga Bhavani Mataji is sponsoring breakfast today. Let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for the breakfast sponsor. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Today morning Prahlad Circle is going for Talakadu for Kaveri Bath at 6 o'clock. So those who are interested can also join them. Let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for their successful trip. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vaishnav Pranam. Let us now offer our most respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnav devotees of the Lord, who are just like desire trees who can fulfill the desires of everyone and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned soul. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha paritanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय, पति पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। क्लास वन मॉर्निंग क्लास हरे कृष्ण प्रभु प्रणाम। अच्छा हरे कृष्ण
அந்த டேபிள்
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामनि नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणि निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. Hare Krishna. So first of all, I would like to request all of your prayers and blessings so that I will be able to deliver something. And I will also like to thank temple management and all the senior devotees for giving me this opportunity to speak something about from Bhagavatam. So today the topic given is Bahulashva and Brahmana Shrutadeva. So this is a small pastime from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. 10th canto, chapter 86. So where this is the chapter that will be discussing about how Arjuna kidnaps Subhadra. So we all know Srimad Bhagavatam is a discussion that is happening between Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadeva Goswami. So Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know about the marriage of Arjuna and Subhadra. And how did Arjuna kidnap Subhadra? Basically, he's asking, how did my grandfather kidnap my grandmother? And how did the marriage happen between their both? And why he is asking is also, how did Arjuna kidnap Subhadra, who is the sister of Lord Krishna and Lord Balarama? And how did Arjuna kidnap it and how the marriage happens? So in this particular chapter, that is chapter 86, 10th canto, so now Sukadeva Goswami discusses about Subhadra Devi and how Arjuna went and kidnapped, or how the marriage happened between Arjuna and Subhadra. So initially again, it started with a question from Parikshit Maharaj. And then we all know Arjuna was in a pilgrimage. So he went and visited all the holy places. He was taking darshan. And then finally he arrived at a place called Prabhasa Kshetra. And those who all have been in Dwaraka Yatra or went to Dwaraka, they would know this Prabhasa Kshetra. So this is a very holy place. And here Arjuna came to know that Balarama is planning for Subhadra Devi's marriage with Duryodhana. So now Arjuna also wanted, but Krishna was not in this supportive of this marriage, and even the family members, parents of Subhadra Devi also was not supportive for this marriage. But Balaram was so much insisted, and he was so determined that he wanted Subhadra Devi to get married to Duryodhana. But now Arjuna, in the disguise of Vaishnava sannyasi. So there is a difference between a normal Mayavadi sannyasi and Vaishnava sannyasi. Can anybody differentiate? So Mayavadi sannyasi will be having one danda, and Vaishnava sannyasi will be having tridandi. So that's why we call sannyasi as tridandi. It also symbolizes that a Vaishnava sannyasi or Vaishnava devotees will serve or are inclined to serve the Lord through his body, through his mind, through his words. So through all these three forms, a Vaishnava devotee or Vaishnava sannyasi will serve the Lord, and that's why he has been given Tridandi. So in this disguise, Arjuna went to different pilgrimage or different places. And usually sannyasis are meant to travel all the places and to preach the message of the Lord. But sannyasis don't travel for the 4 months. That is called Chaturmasya. So in that Chaturmasya, devotees or sannyasis will stay in one place or in one village, and for this 4 months they continue take some austerity, and once the 4 months is completed, and then they start traveling and preaching for the preaching activities. And in this 4 months, the people like Grahasthas, they take advantage of this, and they will do various services to the sannyasis. And like this, when Arjuna was staying in Prabhasa Kshetra in Dwaraka, Balarama also wanted to invite some sannyasi to his home, and he also wanted to serve. So Balaram invited sannyasi who is Arjuna, and he also offered him my nice prasadam. He offered his obeisances. He gave all the respects, and he also served Arjuna. Means a sannyasi, Arjuna was in the disguise of a sannyasi. And then when the right opportunity came, No, when Shubhadra went out of the palace for some festival to visit some temple or god, no, Arjuna took opportunity of this incidents, and Arjuna took away Shubhadra Devi, and Shubhadra Devi and Arjuna went and they got married. And later, Balaram was not very much happy with this particular activity, and he wanted to, he wanted to show his anger. But finally, Lord Krishna came. He convinced Lord Balaram, and finally, all the family members accepted and recognized this particular marriage of Arjuna and Shubhadra Devi. So once Sukadeva Goswami was narrating these pastimes to Parikshit, so Parikshit became more interested in listening about Lord Krishna. So he wanted to hear more and more about Lord Krishna and his activities. And now, so Sukadeva Goswami also understood Parikshit Maharaj's interest, and he also started speaking more about Lord Krishna's activities. And now Sukadeva Goswami speaks about a pastime which is between a Brahmana and a king, Bahulasva and Brahmana Shrutadeva. So there was a kingdom called Videha, and the capital of this particular kingdom was Mithila. And here, there lived a very pure Brahmana who was a devotee of Lord Krishna. So he was so pure, and he was so much inclined in the service of the Lord. He was not endeavoring much for the material opulences. So he didn't go and over endeavor for gaining some money or some opulences. So he just accepted what was necessary. So just what was necessary for his family. He was also a grahastha. He had his wife, a family and all. Still, he accepted only what is required, and he didn't do any over endeavor. He didn't accept anything more. And he led a very simple and humble life. So, and he was also very pure in his devotional service. And fortunately, the king of this particular kingdom, he was also a great devotee, Bahulasva. And that's why Prabhupada also in a few instances quote that it is better, this is the advantage of having a monarchy system. Because once the king is a devotee, then the entire kingdom is taken care. Whereas in the democracy or in any other formats, even if the leader is a devotee, it is still difficult to make the prajas or citizen in the right way. So now the king is also a great devotee, and in the same kingdom, the Brahmana is also a great devotee. Now Krishna was very much pleased with both these devotees. So Krishna once ordered his or instructed his charioteer, Daruka, please take the chariot to Mithila. Let's go and visit this particular kingdom. And Krishna also didn't come alone. He brought all the sages and saintly persons, Brahmanas, along with him. For example, he brought Narada, Vamadeva, Atri, Vyasadeva, Parashurama, Asita, Brihaspati, Kanva, Maitreya, and so many others, Rishi, Brahmanas also, Krishna brought along with him. And in the course of traveling to Mithila, Krishna and all this group of sages, they also went through so many other kingdoms. So whenever Lord Krishna and his associates went to a particular kingdom, people used to gather like anything. The people used to gather so that they can just see Lord, and they can pay obeisances, they can offer some service to the Lord and his pure devotees. And Prabhupada used to mention, those people, whoever came, they were drinking nectar through their eyes. So, and they offered their obeisances, they used to hear from Krishna, they used to glorify Krishna. So in every city, so it is mentioned, so many kingdoms Krishna and this particular Brahmana sages went through before reaching Mithila, or the kingdom where this Brahmana and the king was there. Both were pure devotees. Because the king was also leading a very pious life. Though he was a king, he was never attracted to his position or opulences. He was still engaging in pure devotional service and offered all the glories to the Lord. So the Lord was pleased, and now the Lord and his associates reached the kingdom, Mithila. Capital of the kingdom was Mithila. Now all the devotees, the entire villagers, they came to the Lord, and they offered obeisances, they performed all, they glorified everything as done. Two devotees stepped forward. Who was these two devotees? The king and the Brahmana. So both the devotees at the same time requested the Lord, they glorified, they offered obeisances, they requested the Lord, Lord, please come and visit our homes. So the Lord, out of his mercy, he also sanctioned. He also said, okay, I will visit. The Brahmana was also happy, the king was also happy. So both went to their respective homes, and the king went to the palace and is making everything ready so that the Lord and the associates will be visiting. But the Brahmana didn't know that the Lord is also visiting the king's palace. The king also didn't know that the Lord is visiting the Brahmana's home. Simultaneously, the Lord and the Brahmanas visited both the places. And this particular Leela or this particular opulences is also called Vaibhava Prakasha. That means Lord at the same time he will be split into one or more than two forms, and he will simultaneously be doing his Leela. We've also seen few Leelas where Lord Krishna had 16,108 wives and palaces. When Narada visited each of the palaces, Narada Muni was able to see Lord present physically in all the palaces, because Lord is a simultaneously can be present in more than one places. And in another Leela, which is also called Brahma Vimohana Leela, where Brahma stole the cows and the gopas and he took it to his loka. And at that particular, the one whole year, Lord Krishna expanded himself into the cows and the gopas, and he was doing all the pastimes in the Vraja. So this particular opulence is also called Vaibhava Prakasha. And those of you have read Isha Upanishad Mantra 5, it is said the Lord can walk swiftly and the Lord cannot, and at the same time he doesn't walk also. The Lord will be very far away, at the same time the Lord can be very near also, and the Lord can be within, the Lord can be outside. So this Ishopanishad also confirms the same thing. In the translation or purport, the Prabhupada would give a very practical example. How we can understand this particular theory where something is very far also and something is very near. In the purport, Prabhupada used to speak about the moon. In small ages, we all were fascinated about moon, right? Whenever we used to walk, the moon also will, we feel that moon is coming with us. And we used to feel very happy. Oh, I'm very special that moon is following me. But later when we discuss with our friends, they will also tell the moon was following me also. So how can, it is the same moon, but when I am walking, the moon is following me also, and when the other person is walking in the opposite direction, the moon is still following them. So when we say this material creation as moon, when we can do these things, what to say about Lord? He can be present simultaneously at so many places and he can perform various activities. So now, pleased by both Brahmana and the king, the Lord agreed to come to the home, and at the same time the Lord and his associates were present in the Brahmana's home also and in the king's palace also. Now the king was very happy. He made so many arrangements. He was so much excited. In ecstasy, he was arranging this, he was arranging that, so that the Lord can come and he can serve the Lord better. Now the Lord and the associates enter the palace. The king personally was present. This also show how a grahastha or a person should be there in his duty. Whenever some senior persons or great personalities come, Vaishnavas come to our home, the leader of the home, that is in the grahastha, that is the husband, he should be personally present and he should receive the guests. And now the king, along with his family, he received the Lord and his associates. First thing he did was he washed the lotus feet of the Lord and the associates. He sprinkled that water on his head, and he also sprinkled that water on all his family members. As soon as the Lord entered, he offered the Lord a very nice and a great chair for Lord and the sages to sit. And then he offered all the various items to the Lord. He performed Arati, and then they were all given a nice prasadam. We can imagine how a king's feast in his palace would be there. Everybody took the prasadam, and they were all satisfied. And now the king slowly went. He took the lotus feet of the Lord, he placed it on his lap, and slowly he started doing the seva, pada seva. And slowly the king also started glorifying the glories of the Lord. So now the king started saying the following words: Supreme Lord, you are present in everybody's heart. And we always remember you. I, as a king, no, he also accepted that those persons who indulge in this material activities, right, they may not be 100% purified. But the king, even though he was involving in the worldly affairs, he used to constantly meditate upon the Lord. And the king said, just because of this activity, just because of me meditating on you, no, even though in the world I was in the worldly affair, I was continuously meditating upon your glories and you, and maybe because of that, you have shown your mercy and you have accepted to come to my palace and you are accepting our services. Now, the king also said a very important thing. My dear Lord, pure devotees are more dear to you than the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, than your first elderly son. The devotees are more dear to you than even Brahma. But even after knowing all these things, the king was puzzled that how these worldly people, they are not still engaging in the devotional activities. Because once they become devotee, they know all the mercy that you show for them. The devotees are more dear, no, than the Brahma, then the Lakshmi Devi, and more dear to than your elder son. But still, these worldly people who are indulging in this material activities, they are not able to understand you, or they are not able to take the devotional service. So like this, the king did various sevas. He also glorified the Lord through various means. And finally, the king also requested Lord and his associates to please stay in the kingdom for few more days, so that me, my family, and my citizens will be able to serve you, or get an opportunity to serve you for little more days. And the Lord, out of his mercy, he also accepted it. And Lord and his associates, they stayed for a few more days in the palace. And when this Leela is happening in the palace, simultaneously the Brahmana is also getting things ready. He was so excited, he was literally dancing from the place where he met Lord Krishna, and when he was going home, he was dancing. He removed the dress was falling out. He was dancing in ecstasy. He was arranging so many various things, and finally Lord entered the home. The very humble. It was a hut. The Brahmana was staying in the hut, and the Lord entered the hut, and the Brahmana also washed the feet of Lord Krishna, and he also paid his obeisances and sprinkled the water on him, sprinkled the water on his family members. They also welcomed the Lord and his associates. But the Brahmana was so poor that he was leading very humble life and simple life. He didn't have anything great to offer to the Lord. So he offered a wooden chair, or he put a mats which is made of grass or straws. So in olden days we would have seen these things. So he offered this one, and the wife of the Brahmana started preparing prasadam, and everything was so humble. The Brahmana went and he bought tulsi leaves, lotus flower, kusha grass, some scented water, and he offered to the Lord. And every item, if you see whatever the items the Brahmana offered, nothing was costly, which can be, anybody can get this. But still the Lord accepted this, because the Brahmana offered this through his pure devotional service. Out of love, out of bhakti, the Brahmana offered these things to the Lord. And then the wife also prepared nice prasadam, and it was very simple item, dal rice. And still the Lord and all the associates, they consumed the prasadam like as if it was a great feast. So everything was happening, and the same thing, the Brahmana also, after the prasadam, he took, went near the Lord, took the feet, lotus feet of the Lord, and while massaging, he also glorified the Lord by saying the following things. My dear Lord, you are the creator of this entire manifestation, but still you are not affected by any of the material activities. And the Brahman also said, this is not the first day that you have given your audience to us, because from the time of creation, you are giving your audience, you are present within us as Paramatma. So you also mentioned about Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, Karnodakashaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakashaya Vishnu, where the Lord expands and he is present within everybody, every one of us as a Paramatma. But still, many of the materialistic people fail to recognize you, that you are still present, you are present in everybody's heart as Paramatma. And you also mentioned, Lord, when you also enter this universe in a sleeping, as if a sleeping condition. We all know the Lord is in the enter the universe as Vishnu, where he is sleeping in the sleeping form. Similarly, like whenever a human beings or any person sleep, they imagine so many things. For example, when somebody sleeps, they can imagine as if they are the king, or they are a criminal, or they can imagine anything. Similarly, Lord, when you also enter this universe in the sleeping form, this entire creation is like just like an imagination, or it is a temporary thing. But still, these material people, they take it as if a permanent thing, and they do so many activities. And he also spoke about death. How death is different for devotees and death is different for non-devotees. He also gave an analogy of a cat. It is the same cat. It is the same mouth of the cat which will carry a kitten also and which will carry a rat also. But when the kitten is in the mouth of the rat, it is so much safe. But when the rat is in the cat's mouth, it will faces death and it will face sufferings. So it is the same death. But when the devotees undergo death, it is so much safe because they are under the shelter of Guru and Krishna. But when the non-devotee or material persons face death, it is like a rat which is inside the mouth of cat. So they will face so much trouble or pain during the time of death. And he also spoke about Yoga Maya. So whenever non-devotees, they will not be able to see the Lord because the Lord will be covered by his Yoga Maya energy. But for devotees, by performing various devotional activities and through bhakti, the Lord will show his darshan or give his darshan to his devotees. And he also performs so many glorifications. And finally, now the Lord starts speaking. So now Lord instructs one important thing. He speaks to Brahmana very nice words and says, you have given me so much respect and everything, but I also request you to give the same respect and worship all the sages, because he came with all the Brahmanas and great sages. So the Lord instruct the Brahmana to give the same respect to all the Vaishnavas, Brahmanas and the saintly persons who came with him. By this, the Lord is instructing more, whenever a person directly tries to approach Lord, he may not be successful in his endeavor. But when a devotee approaches the Lord through other devotees, Guru, Vaishnavas and other sadhus, then he will be successful. And after receiving this instruction, the Brahmana went and served all the associates. The Narada, Asita, so many Maitreya, so many rishis they came. He also served everyone and he gave the equal respect as he gave to the Lord. This is also one of the very important instructions. And after all this Leela is done, the Lord will live for Dwaraka and both Brahmana and the king will go back to Godhead. And in the purport, Prabhupada writes, so from this particular pastime, we can understand there is no material qualification that is required for anyone to perform bhakti. Humble Brahmana and the same time the king, both were given the same service by the Lord. The Lord entered both of their homes. So like this, we should not think that my material qualification is not that much, whether financial or education or any background is not required for somebody to attain God. And even the birth or the family also doesn't matter. Somebody may say, I am born in such a great family, in a Vaishnava family or Kshatriya family or a Brahmana family, but it doesn't matter in which family they take birth. And Prabhupada also writes, in this particular Kali Yuga, it doesn't matter one is born in which family, because in this Kali Yuga, everybody are considered as Shudra. And also Prabhupada tells why everybody are considered as Shudra is, a man or people should perform various samskaras, that is purificatory processes. From the time of birth till the time of death, and even before the birth, there is Garbhadana samskara. So people should perform these particular samskaras. Only then they will be considered as Brahmana, Kshatriya or Vaishnavas. But only the Shudra families in those days, they will not perform any purificatory processes. But in this age of Kali, everybody are considered Shudras because nobody performs any of the samskaras. And finally, by the mercy of the Lord, now in this Kali Yuga, we all are considered as Shudra. Now what can we do? And because of the causeless mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada, we can also become a nice devotee, a pure devotee or a Vaishnava, just by following 4 regulative principles, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and performing devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Another beautiful pastime from Srimad Bhagavatam, where the Lord is exhibiting his Vaibhava Leela, shows that the Supreme Personality can coexist whether he's a Brahmana or whether he's a Shudra or one is a Brahmana. So let us thank His Grace Kartikeya, Karunamay Kartikeya Das Prabhu for this beautiful pastime. Let us chant one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for his spiritual progress and for his well-being. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.